Okay, so Dan, this is the most crucial part of loading, and obviously this is done in the dark. But the trick is to get your first corner of your film. You feel with your finger the first groove, and you fit that in. Then you have to move your hand over to the other side, screw that up, to feel the other side. And there's a definite click and it fits in. And then we know we're there. So that's the first shot in. You do the same process with all of them. So you're feeling the point in the dark. You do your first corner first, make sure you're happy that it's in, and then get your second corner and slide it in. You do that for all of it. So it really doesn't matter which way around the film's facing, whether it's emulsion side in or emulsion side out. When you slide the film in, there are small registering ridges that the film automatically goes through because of the kink, the curve of the holder. So they naturally... You're not even pointing it at me. I am pointing. Okay. The film, because of the curve of the holder, naturally pushes it down to this area here, which has got separation grooves. Seems to work. This is the next crucial stage. This tiny little capping piece which holds all the film in place. This you have to be really careful with. You squeeze these edges here, and gently push down until you feel the slightest resistance, but then you test it with your fingers to make sure you're not getting too much of a kink in the film. If it feels too tight, you just ease it off, or even just pull it off and start again, judging where the film is, knowing that it's going to fit in the groove. Obviously you've got 6 pieces of film in there, ready to be processed. This is one of the best bits. So basically, this now just fits in here, obviously all done in a black bag. The lid is tightly placed on, or a darkroom if you like a darkroom. And we are ready to process in daylight. We start a process with a water wash at 20 degrees. All our chemicals will be at 20 degrees. So we start with a water wash, we take all the water out, and then we start with our developer, not our fixer, no, that would be very bad, our developer, and we pour, I think it's a little over a litre of solution. The developer I use, because it's so simple and I've always used it, is Ilfosol 3. And it's a solution, it's not a crystal mix, it's literally a solution mix. And I always use it at the lowest ratio, so that I've got the quickest speed of process. Usually it'll be 6.5 minutes. That of course is with HP5 400 ASA film. The FP4 is slightly longer I think. Anyway, all the instructions are on the bottle. Okay, now when it comes to agitation, what I tend to do is, the chemicals secured in here, I always do a bubble tap. So I tap the tank about this many times just to release any air bubbles that are against the emulsion side of the film. And then I start an inversion, 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 inversion. And I do inversions for the first 30 seconds of the first minute. So your agitation is crucial to get even development, so the chemistry doesn't sink to the bottom. So for the beginning of every minute of process, again I'll agitate for 15 seconds of that minute. I only do the bubble tap once, but at the very beginning. We do the whole process and keep going until the time's up. The fix will already be ready. So we take off the top cap, which I can't do, it's a bit tricky. Take off the bottom cap, it's crucial to do both to decant it. It's crucial to do both to decant it. And then it pours out into your receptacle. Hi. If you're concerned that your chemical is going to be filling up here and then unevenly processing your 5-4, you could always just tilt it on its side and do it that way. But to be honest with you, my experience of it hasn't been a problem. So we've emptied all the chemical out. The next thing we do is, you can choose to do a mid-wash. There's nothing stopping you doing that. You could use a stop bath in the mid-wash, if that's what you want to do. I generally don't. I use a universal fixer. And the universal fixer for me works like a stop bath anyway. I don't see the point of a stop bath. Now, I had no times for my fix, so I just gave it 4 minutes, which is, more than enough. So we've got a fixer, nicely decanted here. Now it's time for a final wash. I use just a little blib of fairy liquid just as a wetting agent. It's perfectly good. You can buy a commercial wetting agent if you want to spend silly money on exactly the same product. And I just do a wash. Halfway through the wash, I'll take the lid off because I've got no patience to have a look at my negs. I let the film dry in the holder for about an hour, but it didn't really give me that good. Didn't really give me that good a dry. So I removed the negative using a piece of masking tape, like so. Drying for an hour was crucial for this because it meant the masking tape would stick to the film holder mask, and then you can just literally put it anywhere to dry, like so. Thank you. It's probably getting closer.